we really only had two objectives. And those two objectives have actually stayed the North Stars of BridgeUSA as a movement. The first objective was we've got all these, young people that are just recovering from this protest. There's a whole host of us that are just apathetic and don't care about what happened. There's a whole host of us that feel very traumatized by it. There's a whole host of us that feel very traumatized by the protesters. There's traumas flying around everywhere. And the goal of this discussion was, let's lead with curiosity. Let's lead with an open mind. Let's lead with empathy. Let's lead with tolerance instead of leading with an ideological fixation. The second objective of this discussion was not can we compromise or can we come together and hold hands, but can we better understand why the person that I'm talking to disagrees with me? And those two objectives, one is can we lead with empathy, open-mindedness, and curiosity? And two is can we try to understand why people that disagree with me disagree? I think are two foundational tenets of our democracy. And so that's what a Bridge chapter does. And what you saw at George Washington's campus, some of our smaller chapters will host smaller discussion events. Some of our larger chapters will hold larger events. But that's our objective, is to build a movement across multiple college campuses and high schools that are fighting for specifically how we look at and combat and alleviate polarization.
That's awesome. That actually kind of answered the question. The next little note here was about like the kinds of conversations you hope to see at a Bridge meeting. Yeah, I think that's very helpful. And again, it was one of those things where kind of pulling back to that experience I had, because I know it was short, but it was something where I think you kind of I've got another thing down here that you also kind of touched on about yeah, the appetite for these good faith combos increasing because the public is sort of tired of politics as usual, just the way that it's sort of perhaps not even done, but sort of the way it's perceived. It's very easy, and I know because I have a lot of apolitical or like not as political friends that just sort of like, they're like, why are you in politics? It just seems like such an awful thing. Like when
And I don't blame them for asking that
no,
question.
no,
Hugo.
absolutely not. I've got a friend who she's I think it's like a mechanical engineering or something, some form of engineering major, right? And so every now and then we'll meet up and we'll have like dinner or something, and I'll start talking about, so this is what Congress did today and this is why I think it matters. She's like, and every time she, without fail, she's like, this is why I'm friends with you, so that you can tell me what's going on and I don't have to get involved. And I think that that's something that maybe I think about a little too much, but I'm like, I think that stuff like Bridge provides an opportunity for people, not just for people who are incredibly committed to their beliefs and to whatever group that they consider themselves a part of, but also I think that's a good note to make about it could be a good opportunity for someone who like my friend may be apolitical or afraid to touch that world.
I think you hit the nail right on the head there. Your friend was an engineering major that could not care about this stuff. In fact, is annoyed by how crazy it is and doesn't even want to touch it. Your friend is representing the sentiments of most of the country, let alone our generation.
Right.
And that both actually speaks to the opportunity, but also the tragedy. The tragedy is that I actually don't think we're living through this time, Noah, where like the majority of people are polarized and crazy and divided. I actually think the majority of people are just like your friend.
Yeah.
What we're living through is the moment where everybody's ceding the battle space. People are stepping away. And as a result, the only people that are left in the ring are the crazy loud people. And because the crazy loud people are the only ones left in the ring and everybody else is kind of disengaging or leading with apathy, then all you've got is the norm, which is crazy loud people. So that's number one. I think that's the tragedy. The opportunity is that's the tragedy. That actually the challenge is not that you've got massive divisions that most people can't get over. It's that we just got to figure out how to get people like your engineering friend involved. We got to figure out how to get the exhausted majority to lead with open-mindedness in the face of the vocal minority that's leading with closed-mindedness.
Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe to the Taz YouTube channel and listen to the show. Check out the link to our website and make sure to follow Taz everywhere online to stay updated on news related to the show. Thanks so much.